We are live, we are live, we are live. Let me get my drink. We are live, we are live, we are live. With That's Real Thursday. With the Regal Mommy. Hey y'all. Hey everybody. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this. So we've got some different scenery this evening. Let me close this pantry door. Hey everybody, how are y'all doing this evening? Hey, 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 hey. First, let me give some shout outs to the first people in here. I see Jessica. Hey Jessica. I see Angela. I see Lauren. Happy anniversary, Lauren. I see Brandon. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and get started. I am so sorry. I think I logged in at 8:16. Oh, already tipsy. Okay, well, I'm gonna get on the level that y'all are on. This is a drink I made about 20 seconds before I began this evening. So this drink, let's see what I'm gonna call it. The grapefruit Grady. So yeah. So what this is some organic grapefruit juice that I got from my favorite grocery store. That's Lidl, L-I-D-L. Check it out. If you've ever been there before, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you have not before, make sure to check it out. And mixing it with a little tequila. Tonight I'm doing some Dolce Vita grapefruit. We're gonna see how this is. So this is really good tequila. Oh my God. It's 70 proof, so turn up. If you are a grapefruit juice drinker, this would actually be good on ice too. But because I've got to kind of be sensible and communicate with you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I mixed it with some grapefruit juice too. So let's go ahead and do our cheers before we get into this look of the evening. Red wine. Okay, you know I love a red wine too. Clink, clink, clink. Cheers, guys. Cheers. This is really good. This might be actually like my Saturday morning brunch type drink at home. So let's get into this look a little bit, guys. It's a little bit more demure than it has been before, but it's just simply a turtleneck midi dress. Let me see if I can adjust this down. You can see Shiloh's artwork over there too. But a turtleneck midi dress, and I've got like a really fun sandal on. And of course I'm gonna profile these later, but I think these are going to be my sandals of the season because they're so fun and easy. And I think these are actually Steve Madden, and they fit really well, especially if you have a narrow foot. So I have a narrow foot. I did go up half a size on these sandals, so I will be profiling them either tonight or tomorrow. And just a regular turtleneck midi dress. And this is probably one of my favorite accessories right now. It has been for like the last couple of months, but I love this off-white utility belt or industrial belt. The best thing that I love about this belt is you can adjust it to whatever size you want it, because sometimes with my waist buying belts, I don't want to get it too small where I have to put in another hole or get another hole put in it. But this is great because I can adjust it when I'm feeling fine and snatched or when it's Thanksgiving afternoon. So yes, I love it. Okay, I don't know what just happened. But anyway, like I promised, tonight we are going to do a cooking tutorial. This is my first time doing anything like this ever. So hopefully it goes well. I feel like I am every woman, so I try to do everything. So we're gonna see how it goes. Hey, thank you for the new friends that are joining for the first time this evening. It's really great to see you guys here on That's Real Thursday. And tonight we're going to be getting into, I say, my famous fried rice because it's really good. And I've been working on this recipe since like 2008. So it just continues to get better and better. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands really quick. What are you guys drinking on? I know we just did a cheers before, but I heard from Jessica, she's drinking red wine. What are y'all drinking on? I know there's probably some people out there drinking water. That's cool. Stay hydrated. I got my water in the form of ice chips, so we got that going on. I'm gonna wash my hands again real quick, guys. But it has been a bit rainy here in Atlanta, but I've been enjoying the rain. Now the humidity that comes with the rain, I don't think I enjoy so much, but it is what it is. So let's see if we can, I'm gonna break this in half so I can touch this tripod. We can bring you guys a little bit closer, because I want you to be able to see what's going on here while we cook. So if you guys have heard before with my fried rice, the key is to start with day-old rice. Now you're gonna wanna cook your rice. I use a rice cooker because it's just easier, and you know, I'm running behind a 3-year-old and whatever. Sparkling water, okay, servable, but make it fashion, yes. I use a rice cooker. I like to cook the rice the night before and stick it in the refrigerator. You want your rice to be hard. You don't want it to be soft, or else your fried rice is just not gonna be great at all. So I went ahead and did that last night because I knew I wanted to do the tutorial. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the eye on, guys. All right, so we've got that going. Now, me personally, I love to cook on a gas stove. I think I'm able to control my cooking better because I can control the heat, and that's just what I grew up cooking on. I think most of us kind of prefer whatever we grew up seeing or we grew up cooking on. So that is what I prefer. I prefer a gas eye. So I also prefer to cook in a wok, not because it makes it more authentic, but because you get a better heat, overall heat. I cook a lot of different things in woks. I love to saute vegetables in my wok. I also cook neck bones in my wok too. So I know that's a little different, but it works and it's fun. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna give y'all one of the secret ingredients first. So make sure you got your notebook handy, your pen, paper, whatever you gotta have handy. And then I'll be answering some questions too while we're doing this cooking tutorial. But here is one of the first secret ingredients. I've never told anybody any of this stuff before, so this is exclusive. But you gotta have some lard, y'all. I know it's probably hard to find it. You can use bacon grease, like, you know, recycled bacon grease if you want, but you definitely have to have some lard, something of fatty substance. And you know, lard isn't as bad as we think that it is. So do your research on lard and butter versus margarine, and you know, you make the decision for yourself. But we're gonna put a pretty generous portion of lard in. Well, yeah, so we're gonna do about this much, so maybe like a tablespoon of lard, and we're gonna put it in here, and we're gonna let that melt down a little bit. Like I said, I love to use the wok because it gives you a more even cook, and it's just hot all around. Lord, I hope I don't end up on like Instagram, whatever, and like these extensions catch fire. That would be kind of funny. But you can go ahead and swirl around your lard just to kind of help it melt. And the great thing about fried rice is when it comes to ingredients, what to put in your fried rice, you can really put whatever you want to in it. So that makes it really, really great. And we're letting that melt down a little bit so that our eye is nice and hot. I'm pulling up my iPad laptop thing so that we can answer some questions too while we got this thing going here. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put in some onion. I freeze a lot of my onions. Oh my gosh, our chef is on the Instagram live. Hey, Chef Craig. So I hope that I do good with this fried rice now because there's an actual chef watching this. But I cut up a lot of my onions and freeze them because I don't want them to go bad. Now, if I'm doing something that requires, you know, like a sauteed onion or something like that, I'm going to use a fresh onion. But in this case, we're gonna cook it all the way down. So maybe like a 1/4 cup of onions we're gonna put in there. And I hope I don't be getting popped. I'm already getting popped. And then something that I always suggest, like I told y'all before, to put some minced garlic in your refrigerator, keep it on hand. So we're gonna do maybe about a tablespoon of minced garlic. That was me getting popped and getting popped again. So we got that in there. We're gonna take our ladle here. some of the lard from the knife got on. We're gonna turn down the eye some too. This is getting intense. And so we're just gonna let that saute down. I like to get the garlic brown. I'm gonna show y'all just what it looks like right now. So the lard has already melted down to a clear substance. And we're just gonna let that saute for a little while. Okay, so let's get into some of these questions, y'all. Okay, first question, I'd love to see a closet haul of your best finds. So I'm definitely doing a closet haul / lookbook extravaganza this upcoming month in June. So it should be fun getting into that and just talking to you guys more about what I like. I kind of consider myself a minimalist. I love wearing the color black because you can just never go wrong with it. I feel like it's easy, it's regal, and it's practical. So I love wearing black and then throwing a fun accessory in there too. I love accessories and I love scarves. So in my 20s, I used to be a year-round boot wearer, and I think now in my 30s, I'm like a year-round scarf wearer. If it's like a gauze, like thin type scarf, because you can just layer those and you can do so much with them. So we're just gonna continue to just kind of move this around a bit in here and cook it down some. So there's a lot of ingredients that you can use that can either be already found in your freezer or you can get them frozen. So as you guys can see, the garlic is browning. The onions are getting their cook on too. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we are going to add our mixed veggies. It's classy. Classy, black is classy, is it not? So you can find these in your regular grocery anywhere. If you just want to do the peas and carrots, you can just do the peas and carrots. If you want to add, broccoli in there, mushrooms, I suggest doing fresh mushrooms and throwing those in towards the end. But for now, we're just going to do some frozen mixed veggies. You know, this is so easy to do, and you're going to love it. And this is good comfort food, good quarantine food, all that. All of that, all the above. Let's get a drink in too. So y'all know my little brother's typically on here too. And he had asked me for some fried rice for his 30th birthday last week. So I cooked him up like a lot of fried rice. Steak fried rice, that was fancy. And Shiloh and I drove over and gave it to him. So that was a nice treat for him. So we're gonna let that cook, and I'm gonna turn up this eye some so we can get it going. So what we're gonna put in next, I don't know if you guys like egg in your fried rice, but I love a lot of eggs. So some people may do 1 egg, some people may do 2. I love egg, so we're gonna do 3. So I already cracked the egg. I can't really show them to you guys, but I'm doing 3 large eggs, and I'm just gonna, let me show you how we're doing it. So I have pushed all the veggies over to the side. So because it's in a wok, I'm able to still get that even cook and add more things. So I'm going to add my eggs in. Sit this in the sink. One thing I learned from my mom is that you clean as you go. Clean as you go when you cook, and you won't be so exhausted. So we're gonna let that just cook a little bit. I'm moving the eggs around, and the thing that I also love about fried rice is it's kind of a one-stop shop kind of thing where you're pretty much using just one pan to handle everything, so it's perfect. So let's get into another question, y'all. Oh, okay. So this one's funny. Okay, I love to drink wine while I cook for my family, but by the time dinner is finished and it's time for us to sit down, I'm always too tipsy. What can I do to solve this issue? Okay, I totally understand that. So you might be getting your cook on, you're drinking wine. I like to drink red wine while I cook a lot of times. You know, tonight I'm drinking something else. What do we call this? A grapefruit fruity or something? But I've done that before, where I've had like 2 glasses of wine and I'm cooking, and by the time I sit down, I'm about damn drunk. So the remedy to that is, because it is enjoyable to drink while you're cooking, is choose wines lower in alcohol content. Typically, the lighter color the wine, the lighter the content, or the smaller the alcohol content. So that means that when you're cooking, you're gonna wanna stick to your Rieslings, you're gonna wanna stick to your Pinot Grigio, something that has a smaller alcohol content. Even a Lambrusco, let's say that you're cooking Italian food, or you just love I love Lambrusco. Anything with bubbles really is good. Now when you start talking about champagne, you're getting a little bit higher in the alcohol content level, so you may wanna take it easy on that, unless, you know, somebody's sitting next to you and y'all are kind of laughing, enjoying a kiki while you're cooking. Then share a bottle of champagne, because you don't want to let the champagne go flat, and that's just a big travesty to just let champagne go to waste. So if you like to drink wine while you're cooking, stick to the lighter wines, Pinot Grigios, Rieslings, different things like that. If you do want to do like a Moscato, get a sparkling Moscato. So the lighter color the wine, typically the lighter the alcohol content. So then you can enjoy your wine and you won't be drunk. Okay guys, so you're gonna wanna chop your egg up really good. And this is not a meal where you can kind of like go upstairs or do anything else while it's cooking. You're gonna wanna keep an eye on it. So we're just cutting it up, just finally cutting up the egg. And I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like after I'm finished. And I like to use this bamboo ladle type thing. Turn down the eye a little bit. Okay, so here's what we're looking like right now, y'all. We've got our mixed veggies in there. They are now cooking, they're no longer frozen. And we've got the egg in there too. So what we can do now is we can mix all this up. Mix it up, mix it up. If you have kids and you know that's from the Mickey Mouse Mix It Up Roaster Racers thing. So one of the ingredients we're gonna use is some white pepper. This looks janky, and the reason why is because I get my white pepper from a farmer's market. So it comes in a tin or a bin, and you know, you can always get some spoons and kind of sprinkle it on there, but I like to be a little bit more practical. So I took a seasoning bottle, cleaned it out, and added some white pepper. I love white pepper because it gives it a different flavor than black pepper, and it really just gives it an authentic type taste. Because you know how sometimes you'll have somebody's fried rice and it's like, okay, that's good, but something's missing from it. Something's missing from that fried rice. Well, here I am to help you to get that something that's missing. So remember, the first secret ingredient, y'all, to the fried rice is it's the lard. It's the lard. I'm telling y'all, it's the lard. Hey y'all, if you're just joining, we are still cooking, doing the tutorial for the fried rice. And now I'm going to get the rice out of the refrigerator. All right. So the rice, I cooked my rice in a rice cooker. So like I told you guys, I cooked it last night. You cook it the night before, at least one night before, because you're gonna wanna use at least day-old rice. It has to be hard. That texture has to be hard. That moisture, that softness has to kind of be gone out of the rice, because if not, it's gonna be mushy. So, like I told y'all, lard. So we're gonna get some more lard out because we're adding more ingredients to it. So this is when I get kind of generous with it, where, you know, we're gonna put that in there and let that kind of go down. All right, so gonna let that lard melt a little bit. Meanwhile, the things are still in the wok cooking. And like I said before, I like to use a wok because you get a more even cook because it's a bowl. So I love that. And tonight's ingredients, what we're using, let me wash my hands again real quick. What I'm going to use is just some shrimp that I found in the freezer. I was doing a grocery run one evening and I had to rush, and I didn't remember, I didn't think about it, and I grabbed the cooked shrimp. So that's fine. Like I said, you can use any shrimp that you have, any meat that you have in the house. I don't typically have to have meat, but I did want to show with meat. So this is probably maybe just like a handful or 2 handfuls of shrimp. And what we're gonna do now, since our lard is already melted, and yes, Cold rice is the best. I agree, Ambry. We're gonna break this up and we're just gonna put this in here. Just gonna dump it in. You can break it up by hand if you want to, but I just use my bamboo ladle and break it up while it's in the wok. And that's just because I cook this a lot, and after years of doing it, you know, it just is what it is. So the type of rice that I use, I prefer to use jasmine rice. Make sure that you rinse your rice before you cook it. I rinse my rice about 3 times. I like to use jasmine rice because it's just so fragrant and it gives me a better taste. But again, this is something easy that you can cook, so you can use whatever type of rice that you have at home. If you just have regular, you know, long grain rice, that's perfectly fine. I just typically have jasmine rice in the house, and I've also done it with jasmine bit rice, so like the little bitty cut up pieces of rice. You can do it with that too, and it works just the same. Hi guys. Hi newcomers, thank you for joining. Join the party. So we've got that in there. Let me just show y'all how I've kind of broken up the rice so you can see it. It's broken up, and I've still got my veggies over to the side. The veggies with the onions and the garlic. And then what we're going to do now, let's look into another question and see what someone says. Oh, okay. Next question. I can't stop shopping online. Help. So this person has really been getting their shop on during this quarantine. And I guess they are just needing somebody to either take away their credit card or change their password on their phone. So what my suggestion is open up a discretionary account for the fun things that you want to do with life, because life is still going to continue, right? Quarantine or not, pandemic or not, life is going to keep going. But the way to remedy that is just set aside money for it, and then you can treat yourself and you won't feel so bad about that. So for example, I have a separate account where all of my household bills come from. Then I have an account where, you know, things that are car related, so gas and car insurance, that's a totally separate account. So every time I get paid, I've already budgeted all this down, I put whatever required amount into those separate accounts so that when the time comes to pay bills, I'm never robbing Peter to pay Paul. And it's been working out really well for me for over 5 years, so that's just the method to my madness. Another thing that you could do if you are, I use my credit card a lot to make a lot of purchases. So if you do have one of those credit cards where you're able to get points and gift cards, use those for your shopping. I know with me personally, I always keep a $100 Saks gift card on me at all times. Now, you know, $100 at Saks is not gonna go that far. But when you put it in the mindset of getting a $100 discount on your purchase from Saks, then that makes it sound a lot better, right? Right. So that's my suggestion for that. Now what's gonna go in here next is some sesame oil. You can pick all this stuff up from your local farmer's market. And we're just gonna pour a little bit in here. Now, I say with sesame oil, a little bit goes a long way. Some people like more sesame oil. My friend Nikki loves sesame oil. So she would be somebody that may want to put a lot more in hers. And you just do it to your taste. I think sesame oil is kind of an acquired taste. So, like I said, I just like to put a good bit in here just to know that it's there. You know, that umph that we were talking about, where you might be eating somebody's fried rice and it's like, okay, this is good, but something's kind of missing. So we don't want something to be missing. So we're just gonna mix that up some. And it typically doesn't take me as long, but you know, we're doing a tutorial, we're doing a demo, so we wanna make sure that we're pretty thorough. And I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. You don't have to put salt in it if you are, you know, sodium conscious and what have you, but this is the South, so I'm gonna put a little bit of pink Himalayan salt in here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, just like that. And I'm gonna put a little bit more white pepper in here. Now here's another cheat code, right? All right, guys, so let me turn that down a little bit. If you have any Maggi, this is what you're gonna get into. Now this one is like a Maggi, but it's a Vietnamese Maggi. So this is where you're gonna get some of your savory flavor from, which is perfect. So you can use a little bit of this or you can use a lot. I like to put a good bit in there. It's nice and fragrant. And it comes in like a little bitty spout. So you just mix it up, mix it up. And then I'm also going to add, and if you do a lot of Asian either eating or cooking, you know what this is. This is fish sauce. What this is anchovies, sugar, and salt. And it's good. It's savory. You know, I've used this in different things before, like mac and cheese. I actually got that from one of my Vietnamese sisters out there. So it gives that salty, savory flavor. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in here. It's a little bit coming out, y'all, so I don't want y'all to think it's a whole bunch, but it is pungent. So if you like pungent taste that is in a lot of Asian cuisine, then you will like that for sure. So we're almost finished too. And I'm just gonna do a little dab of soy sauce. Okay, you got your fish sauce, sis? Okay. You about to be getting your Asian cook on, girl. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, I've made a little indentation, like a little wok donut, to add our shrimp. This is the final ingredient, especially because these are already cooked. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna actually turn the eye off completely because you don't want to overcook this shrimp because it's already cooked, right? So you're kind of just giving it a nice little heat up, you know? A nice little heat up here. And I'm going to show y'all how this looks, because if it don't look legit, it might not taste legit either. But this is legit with a capital L, y'all. Legit. Shiloh, I'm working right now. So here's the fried rice, the finished product. It looks so good. It smells amazing, y'all. So I'm gonna put a little bit on the saucer right here. Just a little bit for me. So we can just have a little taste test and see how it is. Okay, so dear Lord, thank you for this food. Thank you for friends. Thank you for family. Thank you, Lord, just for the resources and the ability, knowledge, skills, and ability to do this. Amen. So, y'all, this is so good. And let me tell you what's really been making it, what's really going to give you that authentic taste. Go to your local farmer's market, y'all, and get these things. You're going to want this. You're going to want your sesame oil. You're going to want your fish sauce. All of those things. So very, very important to have those things if you're going to do your fried rice. It's quick. It's simple. It's easy. I did 2 cups of jasmine rice. So this is what 2 cups of uncooked rice produces. This can certainly feed your family. If it's just Shiloh and me eating it, we can eat this for dinner and eat it for lunch. So it's gonna have, 2 meals off of it. And the shrimp is perfect. Shrimp is perfect. Make sure to cut the eye off. Even if you're using uncooked shrimp, that'd be the very last thing that you cook. And what you can do is when you put it in there, put the rice on top of it to kind of steam it so that you have perfectly cooked shrimp. It's not overcooked. It doesn't taste like rubber. Those things are perfect. So if you miss anything, ooh, my auntie's on. Hey, auntie. If you guys miss anything, I am going to put this in the TRT, that's Real Thursday recaps, so that you can have your pen and paper ready, take notes, and head straight to the grocery store or go to your Instacart or send your man out to the grocery store. Just make sure that he has the proper gear on so that he comes back home in one piece and safely. So this is going to be it for tonight. Thank you again so much for joining me on That's Real Thursday. Make sure to check out my website, The Regal Mommy. That's M-A-M-I. So the REGALMAMI.com, theregalmommy.com. I do have a new blog post on there, y'all. It is 3 reasons why our relationship just works, talking about my fiance Rick and myself. and just kind of how we get along. We're friends. We call each other out on our mess, and we are supportive of each other. So it's been fun. This week has been Relationship Week on Instagram with my Instagram page, and it's just been really fun to just let you guys know what's going on with us and a little bit more about us and our antics. So thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all again next Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I had already eaten 2 egg rolls before, but I might have to get some of this, just a little bit. I don't want to loosen this butt up too much, but it's worth it. So love you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.